This is the Pro Hill at Louisville. It is 8 meters tall, and that's like the size of 2 football fields. And me, being a stupid idiot, decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna race this because... And you know what's an even better idea? I'm gonna try and race it without even being able to hit the first jump right. Idiot. So I've never raced this style of race before. We basically had 3 rounds to a quarter main event, which means that I had to basically get top 4 in each race in order to progress to the quarter final. And you know what? I got pretty lucky because in my first race ever for this, I had 4 riders, which was really exciting because 1, that meant I was getting really low points, and 2, that meant I was getting announced in the gate, which was super cool because there ain't no way that the announcer's gonna say my name while I'm on the track because I was getting stomped like bad. Let's talk about Akron. This whole weekend was one of the best I had all year. One of my goals at the start of the year was to make a cruiser main event, and I did. All 3 days at Akron, and that was super exciting. Now, my best finish wasn't necessarily my favorite. My best finish happened on Friday. Full rack, gate 7? I think is what I had. You know, my gate was kind of slow and my first straight was whatever. I was making it down the second straight pretty smooth, and then there was some shenanigans in turn 2. After that whole thing, I knew 4th was like, oh shoot, I have a chance for a podium now, so he was gonna be on me. I made it all the way around the rest of the track. I had some nice blocks, you know, and the wind was getting really crazy because it was actually like about to just drop a bucket of rain on everybody. And I came home with a 3rd, which was super exciting because like that was my first cruiser main in 17 to 20. So it was just like, what? Are you kidding me right now? That wasn't my favorite finish though. My favorite finish happened on Sunday. I think I had gate 6 in this moto, made it down that first straight super duper good, and was 4th going into turn 1. Some really nice blocks throughout the straights and some really nice riding as well, except for down that rhythm section. I finished 4th, no shenanigans. It was one of my most exciting moments of the weekend, coming home not only with a podium, but 3 main events under my belt now. Back to Louisville for a second. I got put right next to Cedric, and I totally snapped. Just kidding. Honestly, I was comfortable at 8. Staying away from everybody is kind of, you know, what I like to do. Yeah, I was able to stay outside and just ride my line, carve in a little bit on that first turn, and I believe I was 4th going into turn 1. And like I said, that's all I needed to make a quarterfinal, and I got the job done, finishing 4th that round. The 3rd round of Super X. Oh boy. I needed to get 4th, and I got a really solid gate. First jump is, I don't know what I'm doing. But somehow going into turn 1, I was in 3rd. I made it through the rest of the track smooth. I think I got passed down the last straight. But ladies and gents, I was in a quarterfinal for Super X. And that race was the scariest of the year. But before that, let's talk about Rum River. Last year in the Grands video, you might remember me mentioning how I was going to race the Gold Cup again this year. And I came into the Gold Cup, maxed out points, and I brought home the title. I was super pumped about this because Rum River, for 1, was a track I've never been to and I really, really wanted to go. And 2, because I won from 8 both days, which was pretty cool. I mean, for an indoor, that's one of the best you can go to right now, and I can't say enough good things about it. That weekend was so fun. So one of my goals going into this year was to podium a money open. I had gotten really close a few times. There's one in particular that I'm remembering. I can't remember if it was 2020 or 2021, but it was at Higher Park. I got down that first straight really good, well, as good as an intermediate could at that time, and made it through that first turn in 3rd, and then I got passed by, I think Mike Bell passed me in that second straightaway, and I kind of blew it from there. I mean, Rex passed me, so like, you blew it if Rex passed you. This one was the first of the year, and it was stacked. You got guys like Ethan, you got Josh, you got Solomon, you got, I think Trevor was in that one as well. Oh, and Rex. This was probably the best race of the year. Not necessarily in terms of like a result, but just in terms of a race, this one is probably the best one. So we had to snap on the very moment the cadence ended. Like, it was literally bam, go. As soon as the cadence was over, oh, okay, I'm I'm out. Oh boy, this is crazy. And it was me, Josh, and Solomon going 3 wide down that first straight. Josh had the inside, I was in the middle, and Solomon was on the outside. I was able to get that really nice pedal manual over, and then that manual over the middle jump. I maybe could have gotten over on Josh, but there was no point in me going for a move like that if he was just gonna blast me back in the first turn, which was probably gonna happen. I didn't get over at all, and Josh got under me and Solomon. So going down the second straight, I hadn't fully integrated the manual down on the camel yet, so I manualed up, pumped through that roller, you know, tap manual the end of the triple, and I was still in a pretty solid position behind Josh. He's got really good track speed, so I didn't really think I was gonna pass him. I was just kind of hoping to hold second. And down third straight, I mean, I kind of expected it, or either Solomon or Ethan were gonna come through on that straight, and Ethan was the one to come through. He got around me. He had some insane pedals coming around that second turn. It was insane. And then him and Josh, of course, put on a show down that last straight. Ethan, I think, ended up winning. Josh for the 2, and I podium my first money open. So now it's time for the quarterfinal at Louisville. 8 wide. First time ever in the Pro Hill. Crapping my pants. I was actually really surprised because I was the last one to get gate pick, and I was stuck with 2, which I thought was really weird. I figured that 4 or 5 were the ones, or maybe even 6 were the ones that were going to be left open, and it was 2, because I wouldn't want to be battling with all those guys in the middle, you know? I don't want to get sandwiched by anyone over that first jump, and gate hits the deck. All right. Yep. Slow start. And last. All right, that's it. Okay, goodbye. So since that idiot decided to not say anything else after that for the outro, I guess that's my job. Great. One of the other big races from this year was, of course, Rock Hill. If you haven't watched that video yet, here it is right here. I put a lot of work into this video, so please go watch it, please. Thank you. And now, for real this time, goodbye, everybody.